So, talking about this project from Miss Gowan.
We'll miss you, Miss Gowan.
Miss you so much.
So, guys, which character from the literature this year do you relate to the most?
You know, sis, I feel like I relate most to James Bradley, the author of Flyboys, because, you know, I like to find out the truth about things, and facts really interest me.
You know, Katie, I feel like I relate most to Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird, because he's very content with just a simple life, and he just wants his kids to grow up knowing what's right.
You know, Katie, I think I relate most to Stella from Streetcar Named Desire, because she doesn't need anything fancy to live in life, and I don't either.
You know, Katie, I think I mostly reflect to Holden from Catcher in the Rye. Because, like him, I don't really know what I want to do for my future. But I can still try to change it.
So, Katie, I think I relate most to Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird because he's a very wise man, but he's not intrusive. I like that he knows what's happening, and he's just really laid back, and I think I fit that personality well.
Well, Katie, I think I relate most to Jay Gatsby from The Great Gatsby, because I too have great hopes for my future.
You know, I think I relate most to Scout from To Kill a Mockingbird, because she is very innocent, as am I.
Alright, guys, now I'm done with the homework. Let's party!
Yay!
Draw a card, man.
Become an American?
What's that even mean?
Let's check the instructions. Become an American. Become an American. Use own discretion. Well, that doesn't help.
I believe an American is someone who supports their friends and family and believes in them just as they believe in the country and the choices we all make as Americans.
I think an American is someone who is able to achieve whatever they want without restriction from others.
I think an American is someone who's not afraid to work for their dreams, and also must know the proper balance between work and leisure.
I think an American is a person who has many freedoms, or a person who can have an open mind and achieve their dreams.
I think an American is someone who uses their freedoms to help others.
I believe an American is someone who contributes and is productive to society and who is a citizen of the United States of America.
I think an American is someone who lives in America and also believes in America's ideals.
I know. Let's go ask Dean Langdon.
That'll work.
Let's do it.
Let's
Dad, we're just trying to play this board game, but we don't understand the rules. Can we ask you some questions?
Sure you can.
What's your American dream?
Well, for me, the American dream is the ability to live my life in the way that I want to live it, earn a living doing the things that I love to do, to raise a family, to be married to a wonderful woman, to have 2 great kids, and to find a way to succeed in our society.
What struggles have you faced getting your American dream?
You know, I have to tell you, when I think about the struggles of a lot of other people in our country as they try to work up a social ladder, as they struggle to find a job, as they struggle with health and economic issues, any struggles that I have faced pale in comparison to many other more unfortunate folks in our country.
What have you done to help you achieve your American dream?
One of the things I've tried to do, and I hope that I've instilled this in my children, is to continually think about the next step. Always look to improve, always look to prepare, never be satisfied with your own performance, always look to better yourself and better the people around you as you improve as an individual and as a family and as a community.
What freedoms do you have here in America that you might not have anywhere else?
Boy, when you think about some of the other countries around the world, I mean, we have freedom to live where we want to live, pursue the life we want to lead, establish relationships and marriages with the people we want to spend the rest of our life with, raise families the way we want to raise them, raise kids the way we want to raise them, and all of those aren't necessarily true in countries around the world. Think of even from a government or a cultural standpoint, there are places where individuals don't have those kinds of freedoms to choose how they want to live their life.
You know, my dad reminds me of Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird because, you know, his main concern is me and our family, and he's always watching over us. And he had some good answers, but I think we need a second opinion.
You know, I was just talking to Ethan about this very thing the other day. Hey, Ethan, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
I was wondering if I could ask you a few questions.
Sure.
Alright. What would you say your American dream is?
I would have to say my American dream is to serve in the military, raise a nice family, and protect our country.
So, what problems have you faced or do you think you might face when you're trying to accomplish that?
Well, I've had some troubles in schools with bad grades, and when I get those up, I should be able to go.
So, what exactly are you going to try to do to help you accomplish that?
I'm going to graduate and get through school, then I'm going to enlist and go through boot camp so that I can achieve it.
So, Ethan, what freedoms do you enjoy here in America that you might not enjoy in another country?
Freedom of speech is one that I get to have, that I can say whatever I want as long as it's in law.
You know, Ethan really reminds me of Holden from Catcher in the Rye. He had some troubles in school, but I think he's finally starting to know what he wants to do and get his life on track. But I still am not sure what American is. You got any ideas?
Well, who do we always go to when we have questions?
Mrs. Schonauer. Didn't we all talk to her like a month ago about this?
I think you're right. I remember that. Yeah.
What is your American dream?
My American dream is what I'm doing right now. It's to be an educator and to affect society in a positive way, and I do that through working with the students.
So what struggles have you encountered in pursuit of your American dream?
I think that the struggles I've encountered had to do with just making sure that I was positive about what I wanted to do and finding the right path to take it. And I think that financial burden struggles, when you pay for extra school, to make sure that that's covered. And I think just making sure that you do the right thing. I mean, it doesn't sound like that's a struggle, but it is, because if you care about what you're doing, you're going to give 100%, and you want to make sure that you're able to overcome anything that comes your way. For me, it was, at the time, going back to school at the age of 32 with 3 small children and going to night school, which is what I did to become a teacher, because I wasn't a teacher right out of college to begin with. And so overcoming all of that, I would do research papers before there was a computer and research, and I'd have back-to-back papers, and I would take clothes baskets to the library, the large ones, to carry out books and periodicals, and then I would have to read all of that and decide what I wanted to use within the papers. And then I had an old electric typewriter with an erasable cartridge, lucky me, but that's how I put together my research papers, and they were always due, 2 of them, every semester, a week apart. And I don't know how that happened, but those are the struggles. But I think if you persevere and you devote yourself to that, you have a great mother-in-law to watch your kids, I guess. But those were some of my struggles to overcome and to be where I am today. Well, besides trying to overcome my struggles, I think what has helped me the most is my work ethic. I think we as Americans are given so many opportunities. We're essentially given a free education. I mean, yes, taxes help pay for that, but we don't pay enormous amounts of tuition for a public education. And I think that if you're given the opportunity to pursue that, you should take advantage of it. I was raised just having a very strong work ethic. I didn't have a lot. I knew I wanted to overcome all of those obstacles. I was a free lunch kid. I didn't want to stay at that status or at that level. And I realized that those around me were moving forward through education. And that's what I wanted more than anything else. And so I think that I just, again, stuck my nose to the grind, and I gave up a lot. I didn't go out. I I worked part-time jobs. I did everything I could to move forward. So, and I think my work ethic still is with me because I'm not done yet. I'm still moving forward, and I'm making all the right decisions, and I'm honest and tenacious, and most of all, humble for what I have.
What freedoms do you have in America that you wouldn't have anywhere else?
Oh, gosh. I think my number one freedom that I value is the idea that all of our freedoms are really just protections for us to be strong citizens. And I really believe in that. And I believe that, like the right to vote, I get to voice my opinion. And by not voting, you're still voicing your opinion, so why not really cast your vote for someone that you think would do the job and support you? I think I can express myself to my congressman if I want to, so I'm an active citizen. In terms of living the American dream, other freedoms that I enjoy is the ability to earn a profit and to use that profit in my life, whether it's to educate my children or to maybe go buy something new or fix up my home. We can own a home. We are, again, given our education, which is all free. I mean, gosh, you've got to capitalize on that. To go to college, we're the one nation that we value education. We value that knowledge and then apply it. And a freedom for choices. I mean, that's all about choices in your life. And if you don't pursue that and know how to overcome all of it and take advantage of it, and you don't have choices, then I feel then you're going to have a very sad life. And in literature, our authors point that out over and over again, and in history as well. So I just think we've got a good thing going. I hope the next generations also recognize that and apply it.
I think Miss Shonauer relates to Edna from the Awakening because she's a
Strong, independent woman who don't need no man.
Let's go out to the street to try and interview someone about their American dream.
Man, I got this swag. My hand up to my back. You know I'm poppin' tag. But man, I got this swag. Man, I got this swag. My hand up to
my American dream is to be around all my family and people I grew up with, to have a job around this area so I can always have a good enough job that I can get what I need and live in the area I grew up and support family and everything.
What struggles have you faced in pursuit of your American dream?
School, college, paying for all of it, working a job through college, and trying to balance everything along with being able to go home and see everyone. And that's pretty much it.
What have you done in your life that's helped you in pursuit of your American dream?
Well, that's like I didn't know what I wanted to do coming out of high school. My dad gave me the idea of what I wanted to go into, and so I kind of wasn't sure if I was going to do that going through college, and I tried it and ended up going the whole 4 years for it, never switched my major or anything, so relying a lot on family and friends to kind of get help figure out what to do and where to go.
What freedoms do you enjoy in America most that you might not have somewhere else?
Freedom to work to get where you want to get to, like a lot of other places it's the same. I mean, you don't get to work your way up to anything. You kind of put some position do something in your life. Here you can kind of work to get where you want to, on how much effort you put in. You get to pick what you want to do. I'd say that's the biggest thing.
Guys, I'm still not satisfied with the answers we're getting.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Let's go!
I'm certain,
time to talk. What is your American dream?
Well, if I wasn't kidnapped, it would probably be to go to the Air Force, possibly, and retire like a normal American.
What struggles do you think you're going to face in getting this American dream?
Grades, kidnapping, and the national debt.
Alright, now, what freedoms do you have in America that you wouldn't get anywhere else?
Well, I like the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, and I guess the right to bear arms, because I wish I had one right now.
Alright, wise guy. What do you think you'll do to achieve this American dream?
Do good in school, get good grades, and get the right contacts to where I want to go.
Alright, you're free to go.
My American dream is to have a loving and happy family. Family matters above all else to me. Ideally, I want to serve my country in the military. After my children are through college, I would like to retire and spend the rest of my life working on cars and traveling with my wife.
My American dream is to be able to make choices for myself without having someone else tell me what decisions are okay for me to make or not, and to be able to be the best husband and dad that I can.
My American dream is, above all else, to be happy with the life that I am living and the job that I have. Money and a good job are nice, but there comes a time in your life when happiness matters more, and I hope to get a job that I look forward to every morning. I also hope to settle down, marry, and raise children that I can help through their own lives one day.
My American dream revolves around my family, myself, and my relationship with God. Love and happiness only comes from the heart and not money. My American dream revolves around the person I'm going to be and the family that I'm going to take care of and love. I will be happy with what I have, friends, family, and my relationship with God.
As my high school years fade to memories, I continue my schooling at a college with an efficient medical program. Since I am going to be schooling so long, I intend to marry during my residency, or even a couple years prior, depending on what happens. I aspire to marry an amazing Christian intellectual man who treats me great. My hopes for further on in our relationship is to have 3 boys and 1 girl. I want to make a lot of time for my family because honest relationships with my family is all I really need to be satisfied. I will save a lot of money for my children's college funds so they will have a great education. As my children get older, I find myself retiring and becoming a grandparent. My hope is for all my family to stay really close. Overall, my American dream is to be happy and to be around the people I love most.
My American dream is to live my life with my wonderful family and enjoy any career that I choose to enter. I love the idea of working in a career you love and it not feeling like work to you. I would love to be able to retire and just live comfortably in my little cabin with my lovely wife and children and grandchildren that come and visit, and I just see myself as a simple life. I look forward to my older years after I've achieved my American dream of doing whatever I want in life.
For my American dream, it is not something I really want physically, but mentally. For my dream, I want to discover something, whether that is something in myself or something in others. I want to find it. And if I do find it, I want to share that discovery with others. Maybe this dream isn't very beneficial for my future, but I want to discover what I want so that way I can be happy, and maybe even help others to be happy. For my future, I just want to discover my happiness, whatever it may be or wherever it will take me. I want to find it.
Though we may come from different sides of the high school spectrum, we all see that the American dream depends on your own interests and goals in life. The American dream cannot be bought with money or material possessions, but with the relationships and accomplishments we achieve. We all have similar dreams when it comes to settling down, having family and friends, and being happy. And it will be interesting to see where life takes each of us. This is the game of life, and dreams give us a direction to follow as we progress closer to our retirement.